Hi guys, welcome to the Incredible Hulk podcast again. And this time we are talking about the season 3 story called Jake, which was written by Chuck Bowman and directed by Frank Cronogue. Guest starred L.Q. Jones as Jake, James Crichton as his younger brother Leon, Jesse Vint as Tibby, and Sandra Kearns as Maggie. Also, of course, it starred the regular cast of Bill Bixby as David Banner, Lou Ferrigno as the Incredible Hulk, and a very small cameo in this one of Jack Colvin as Mr. McGee. And I'm joined, of course, by my friend here to help me with this. It's none other than Graham. How you doing, Graham?
Hi, Frank. Good to be back as always, mate. And Ride 'em Cowboy.
It's a yeehaw episode. Yeah. It's at the Gaston Texas Rodeo in Texas land.
Mm-hmm.
And Jake White, the pivotal character in this, is a veteran like rodeo champion. Indeed,
he's getting up there in age, but he's still got it in spirit.
And he's still riding the old. He's still doing it. He's riding the horse and stuff like that in there and doing exhibit. Well, it looks like exhibition stuff, but he's still.
What I did like about this was you had the 2 or 3 subplots running throughout. You had the main focus on Jake and his health.
Yes.
You had Leon and his gambling issues and his wrestler friends, not wrestling, wrestler, as in wrestled them up. And you had David slap bang in the middle. So
yeah, because they were that gang that were around, the 3 of them, 4 of them, were trying to
illegally poach cattle.
They were after his truck, weren't they? What they call the rig.
The rig, yeah.
They were after that, and of course they wanted the young fella, the brother, Jake's brother, was notching up loads of gambling debts by playing cards with them, and he owed them a lot of money.
I believe the term used was you've got to sit with the ugly kid in school to get the keys to their dad's car. So,
that's what they said, yeah. Yeah. So, of course, they want their money back, and they're getting him to do, dodgy stuff by stealing cattle.
Yep.
So it's all...
wrangling the wild cattle, yep.
Wild cattle, they want to use the truck to put them in, yeah. So there we are. Yeah, that's sort of like that's that part. That's what's going on there. Of course, Jake's illness comes into the fore more and more as we go along, and he tries to brush it off at the early stages, but it gets more serious. But David, of course, is working as a medic there. He's the go-to man with the Band-Aid and the aspirin.
The aspirins, yes.
Yeah. But of course, he's a little bit more knowledgeable than that, as we know. He's not a doctor of medicine as such, but he's been around the block. He knows a few things. So anyway, Jake White is the the main man here, an old cowboy. And
it's a pretty basic story. Essentially, he's not in his heyday anymore. The illness is catching up with him, but he's continuing to ride to make money for him and his brother. On the side, you've got the brother who has the issues with the gambling debt and the wrestling crew, and it all meshes into one. Especially when David accidentally catches him out wrestling one morning, en route back from Houston. Yeah.
Yeah, because the young brother's he's there as like a rodeo clown, isn't he?
Yes, he's a rodeo clown.
Yeah, and he is kind of like a comedic, distraction for the bull that they have in the ring there.
Yep.
To sort of add an extra kind of dimension to it, but he's also to sort of distract the bull in case something goes wrong and the rider can get out.
There is more than one clown, to be fair. There's a couple that run about the ring, but yeah, he's one of them.
He's one of them. They've obviously got a few more people around, dotted around there. But so anyway, David is out collecting medical supplies.
Yep, and he stumbles upon Leon's secret.
Yeah, that's right. And that's when it starts sort of cranking up the story because he bumps into Leon. So those guys have been hanging around, and Leon said to him, "Get out of here, leave quickly." I'll explain later on. So as David's leaving in the vehicle, the two baddies spot him.
Yes.
Right away. And I said, right, okay. A city boy. We don't want him finding out things, you know.
The city boy, yeah.
City boy.
So at this point, they decided to send him a little message, a wee threatening, hands-off warning type thing.
That's right, yeah.
And then they show up on their horses and try and basically ride them not ride them, but round them up as if they would some cattle.
Yeah, they're both on their horses. They arrange some meeting, don't they? But he thinks he's going there to see Leon.
Leon.
But they've tricked him. They're waiting on him to ambush him. And they're on horseback and he's on foot.
Yeah,
David, and so they give chase. He starts legging it.
While this chase is going on, you get music in the background that makes it sound like an episode of the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
But it ends up with dunking him and dragging him along in the river, and it pops with Ferrigno.
That's right. They said it's getting a bit heavy there, mate. What's going on with the ropes?
Yeah.
He must have caught on something. Obviously he's gained about £300 or something in the change.
And a wig, yeah.
Or maybe a bit more than that, yeah. So that was quite a good bit there, where he's like being dragged across the ground, and then he changes, and then they drag him into the water while he's changing. That's quite good. That. Anyway, he sorts them out and gives them a taste of their own medicine, and gives them a ride with the ropes, drags them through the river. Yeah. So it's
then you get the bit where what's his face looking for a hitchhike, and he's no deformed back into David yet, and he runs a mile.
Oh yeah, yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy comes up. Yeah,
poor guy out of nowhere, gets scared shitless half away from Rigno. Yeah,
it's a funny double take thing because he thinks he wonders why the car driver's legged it. When he's gone up to the car, not knowing that the Hulk is standing behind him. Mm-hmm. The guy's getting out there for the Hulk, not him. That was quite good, yeah.
It's not much yet. It's a basic story. Basically, after this part, you get to the big day of the major championship where Leon's going to ride again. But before that, he catches Leon coming back with a rig one morning.
Questions him about it. He gives him a bit of a grilling about that, doesn't he?
And he susses out what the problem is. And
you said are you rustling or hustling? What do you call it?
Rustling, yeah.
Rustling, yeah.
And then Leon has a wee go and decides to stand up to Big Brother. Delivers a left hook with a right hand, and nothing else comes of it. Yeah.
No. Jake shows restraint. He doesn't hit his younger brother back. He just pins him, and then he grabs hold of him and then lets him go.
There you go. A wee slap to the neck. Yeah.
Yeah. David, the boys see David and decide to bump him off.
Yeah. Although, is this before or after the altercation with Jake and
that's the. Have you done that bit? Sorry, that was the bit with when they're dragging across the thing.
No. There was a bit where he gets up to the ringleader and says, "How much do they owe you? You'll get your 12 grand," and then has a wee standoff with him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he confronts that guy, doesn't he, Tibby?
Yeah,
and says that there's £100,000 on this up for grabs in this competition, and I want to win it. What does he owe you? 12 grand, right? You'll get your money. Assuming, of course, he's going to win. Wants to pay him off, and he gave him a warning. He said, "Look, once I do that, I want you out of town. Just get out of it, I don't want to see you hanging around anymore after that." So,
essentially, in comes his mate Lackey to try and jump him, and he gives the ringleader he gives Minty what was his name?
Tibby.
He gives Tibby a wee fud to say, "You'll back off."
Yeah, he gives him a good one in the gut. Yeah.
And then he goes and prepares for his race. Meanwhile, while this is going on, his good lady stumbles upon his medical exam in his trailer.
That's right.
Yeah,
and she doesn't understand the sort of the medical terminology, so she goes to find David and hands it to him, and he's flicking through it and studying it, and you can see the more he's reading the notes, the more concerned he's getting.
Yeah, never mind turning green, he was turning white. Yeah,
but he didn't know to the extent, you know.
Yep.
And it appears that all this kind of like resistance to heat, feeling cold all the time.
Yeah, feeling cold. Yeah, that was played a few times through the episode. You know,
you always want to put a jacket on and doubling over like that in pain and sweating and stuff. And
do you have a blanket, things like that? You know.
Yeah, it's really cold out here. You've got a blanket or a jacket.
Fucking 100 degrees, really cold, my ass, man. Yeah.
And he says, "Look, come on, own up, Jake. Because you're real, aren't you? You know, like you can't. Why are you wearing a jacket in 100 degrees heat? You know, all this kind of stuff." So he starts admitting, you know, yes, he starts owning up a bit. And he says, after the competition, I will definitely go see a doctor. That was prior to all this happening, yeah, sort of leading up to that. So we learn a little bit about it. It turns out that because I always wonder, you know, in sort of like drama, sometimes when you get like an affliction or an illness, sometimes they're fictional things, you know. But I looked it up, and David called it Addison's disease, and it is actually a real disease. Mm-hmm. And it mainly involves like chronic fatigue, a bit feeling cold, and stuff like that, and it can be very dangerous, obviously, especially when adrenaline levels are pushed up. And of course, doing something like rodeo and that, your adrenaline levels are going high, you know. And the fact that he's going to be like facing a bull at some point in this.
Yeah.
You know, Maggie's really concerned. She said, look, you can't go out, you know, it's a death warrant if he goes out there, and can you stop him anyway? So I tried to talk, David said, I tried to talk to him, he's not listening, you know. But he says, I'll tell you what we'll do. Maggie, you take the files to the paramedics and make sure that if anything happens, that they're straight on the scene, and they'll get help to get the right help for him. So she goes off to that, and David said he'll try and talk to Jake. But of course, he doesn't quite make it.
No, because
the brothers are waiting to get him again. Yeah,
indeed.
And they decide to throw him in a pen with a ball in it.
Yes, I guess I'm feeling a little horny.
Yeah, 2 horns.
Yeah.
Probably better than 1 in that case. I don't know, but so he's been stamped on by this ball, and of course it causes another Hulk out.
Indeed, it does.
And Mr. Jake is out there, you know, on the horse with his bloody bull running amok.
It's another bull, yes.
Yeah, and the brother again he's doing that distracted technique. You know, he's trying to get the bull away from him, so he's kind of running around and sort of like at it, you know, kind of
no more bull,
antagonizing it, but trying to get it away from Jake.
The red clown, yeah.
Yeah. The Hulk breaks out of the pen.
Yep. And
we get a Mexican standoff, as it were, or with the bull and the Hulk.
Tequila. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking, how's this going to go down, Graham? And yeah.
Interesting stuff it was.
And he pinned him down like a wrestler, got him by the horns. And
yes, that was a wrestler of a different colour, you know. Yeah.
That was a good pin. That was a good pin there. Yeah. So he kind of pacified the bull, and all was well in that. But the bull goes a bit AWOL, starts crashing through the set.
The barricade. Yep.
Yeah. And the Hulk spots the rotters and decides to go after them.
He goes over ordinary chase. Yes.
And we forget, Graham, that McGee had turned up.
Indeed, he literally showed up for the last 10 minutes of this thing. You forget he's there.
There was a good little bit there where David's talking to that. I don't know if he's like the head of the head guy there or something.
Oh, the owner of the rodeo trying to get him to come out of because of his medical thing.
Yeah. And you see McGee approaching behind him, and you think, "Oh my God, they're going to see one another." And then, just as McGee is coming up, a horse walks by, in between the two of them. Perfect timing, and distracts, the inevitable meeting.
That was a good one, yeah.
That was a good one, yeah. So David goes off one way, and he comes around the other. Yeah.
There you go. Excellent.
He lived to tell another day. For another day, yeah.
And he was thankful of that.
But McGee does spot the Hulk. He's got this one of these. So being in the right place, but so near yet no cigar.
Yes, poor old McGee. Yeah.
He just can't get to reach him in time. He's always like stuck in a crowd or something.
Yes. Oh dear.
So the spots him like in the distance running amok, but he can't get down there. Which is always funny. So anyway, he the Hulk that gets like a big iron bar and wraps it around the three fellas. So they're all stuck there, and off he goes, and
off he goes on his merry way again.
And McGee's again kicking himself. Yeah.
I'll get you for this, Hulk. Yeah.
It turns out that David takes his leave. He doesn't say goodbye in this one. Sometimes he doesn't. He just thinks, it's getting a bit,
No, he runs a mile, yeah.
I have to get the hell out of here because I could be found out, So off he buggers off. But you see like a little bit of a epilogue.
Yep.
With Jake and Maggie and Leon, saying that they're already there, and Jake will get the right, will be seen medically properly, and should be.
Are they finding noble he was willing to turn himself into the sheriff in the end? So that was a noble thing to do.
It was. Do you think he did, or would it?
Well, he said that when it was implied he was going to see the sheriff. I don't know. Maggie just said, "I don't worry about him, we'll be fine." So I don't know. Maybe she knew a good magistrate. I don't know.
Yeah. But so that's rather cool. L.Q. Jones, incidentally, was quite known for old Western movies. He was quite regular in those sort of things like Gunsmoke and.
Gunsmoke, 20 years, I think.
Hang 'em High and things like that, and all those old westerns, So
yep, very good.
Most associated with those kind of things, and he did some directing as well. As he went along. He is 91 years old.
Oh, he's still with us. Holy crap!
Believe it or not, yeah, he's still here. He's still going. Unbelievable. Yeah.
He's still here.
But he retired from acting about 2006. But that was a good long run. He had about over 40 years in the business.
That's a good. That's a good innings, yeah.
In about the like mid-50s, he first started professionally about 1955. So 40 years, So that, mate, would you like to give us a little bit more of your thoughts about Jake?
Well, it's episode 6 of season 3, and even though it's a simplistic story, it's 40 minutes of television. It isn't bad. Sure, there's more complex and more stories with meat in the bone throughout this whole series' run, but for 40 minutes, I don't think it's bad at all. Simple enough story, easy to follow, and if you're into rodeo, this one's for you. Yeah,
that's kind of like now. I think in the climate we're living in now, I don't think there really is much rodeo now, is there?
That's the thing. There was I think it died out basically with Walker Texas Ranger in the 90s, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was
definitely a byproduct of its time.
It was an old sort of old tradition of the time,
I assume they still have quarterly rodeos in Texas these days, but probably not to the extent of what they used to,
Yeah, I think I think obviously considering the humanitarian side of things,
Does that, but hence why it's not as frequent. You know, as opposed to you might have had these things weekly back in the day. You might only get them 4 or 5 times, 6 times a year now. You know.
Yeah, they would have been mega regular back then, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
They were like a big thing for people.
Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if the major towns and cities in Texas only did them quarterly, 4 times a year these days. You know.
Yeah. I don't think there's many now. It's a dying kind of
dying breed. Yep.
Dying form of entertainment.
Same with the bullfighting in Spain and Mexico. I guess it all just went.
That more so. Yeah. I doubt they do that now.
No. Or at the very least, they don't shish kebab the bull, I think is beat. Put it that way. They just rustle it up, put it back in its pen or whatever.
Yeah, that was nasty. 45 minutes there, mate, of Hulkdom, as they say. 42
roughly if you deduct the credits, you know, but who's
the credits, yeah. But they were roughly around, like, they varied, you know, they varied from like 45 to 50 minutes.
Yeah. I think the shortest episode I've ever seen is roughly 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And that includes the credits, so.
Oh, that is a short one, yeah.
But well, not bad. Enjoyable.
Yeah. And thank you, Graham, for joining me, mate. It's been
a pleasure, mate. Until next time.
Yeah. And guys, as always, whatever you do, for Pete's sake, don't Hulk out.
Brother.